All right, tonight's lesson is lesson 1.5 on compound sentence parts, which is on page 14 of your grammar book. Before we get into lesson 1.5, let's review the past 4 lessons. Lesson 1 tells us that every sentence has a subject, a who or what, and a predicate. What about the subject? If a sentence does not have a subject and a predicate or verb, it is not a sentence. Lesson 1.2 and 1.3, we talked about simple subjects and simple predicates, meaning just the main part of the subject and the predicate. Some sentences may contain a verb phrase. This is from lesson 1.4, which is a helping verb and a main verb together. So now compound sentences. Some sentences have compound subjects and or compound verbs. Well, let's look at the word compound. Compound means a multiple or a mixture. So we're talking about more than one subject. It gets a little tricky though, so let's keep looking and see what we can come up with. So looking just at what a compound subject would be. Again, compound means multiple or more than one. So it's two or more subjects that share the same verb. Okay, 2 subjects, 1 verb. What does that really mean? Let's look at an example. Tornadoes and hurricanes are dangerous. So what is our subject? If we're going back in the chapter, what is the sentence about? It's about tornadoes and hurricanes. You would not choose one, even if you're trying to come up with your simple subject. It would be both tornadoes and hurricanes, because the sentence is saying both are dangerous. So the subject is tornadoes and hurricanes. The sentence is about both tornadoes or hurricanes. Do not try to choose one, and do not try to make a simple subject with just one word in this instance. You'll notice the word and because it has the word and, it doesn't always mean that it's going to be a compound sentence. Keep that in mind. But in this case, tornadoes and hurricanes, both are dangerous. So think about that now. What would a compound verb be? Basically the same thing, only it's 2 or more verbs sharing one subject. So our example, workers located and evacuated residents. So what is the verb or the predicate? What did the workers do? They located and they evacuated. The workers did 2 things. Now I think this one would be more tricky because you would say the subject is workers. What did the workers do? They locate, and you may stop there. So that is why it's important to read the entire sentence. They located and then they evacuated residents. Again, I think the compound verb might be a little more difficult because I think sometimes students may stop when they get to the first verb. Make sure you read the entire sentence before you try to break it apart. So let's practice. The kids sang and danced at a party. So that would be a compound verb. The kids is our subject. What did the kids do? They sang and danced at the party. Parents and teachers were excited for the first day of school. That one has a compound subject. Parents and teachers, they share the same verb or verb phrase, were excited. So you're talking about 2 different things in this lesson, compound subjects and compound verbs. Now you try it in your notebook. Write 1 sentence with a compound subject and 1 with a compound verb. Circle the compound subjects and the compound verbs in your notebook. Be ready to talk about this. I think this is a tricky one. So good luck and email me if you have any questions.